You ready?
Yeah,
Welcome back.
let's
Welcome.
let's get ready for this podcast. Let's roll with it.
Welcome everyone.
Yes, come on, do the intro.
You're welcome everyone.
Okay, it's time for you to do the intro now.
Can you shut the fuck?
Okay, let's restart, decompress,
We gotta zen it.
do your intro.
Welcome everyone.
Wait. Okay, now do the intro. Wait. Okay, let's count to 400. 1, 2,
400.
400.
400. Okay, welcome everyone to the Extra Spicy Pod, or this Extra Spicy Sunday. Today we're having a mental health episode because in the very beginning of our start of our amazing podcast, we told ourselves. Landon came to me. He was like, "Evan, I don't want to just be a just sports podcast. I want to be able to talk about other stuff." I said, "Okay, we can definitely do that. I don't want to talk about sports all the time. He doesn't want to talk about sports all the time. So, this is our random mental health episode that we both like to talk about because we're tired of talking about sports, and so we want to give advice to the amazing young men and people out there.
Yeah, I mean, all the boys out there, people struggle with this stuff. We're out here for the boys, trying to help a boy out, a brother out. Like, we're gonna help all of you out who are struggling and listening to this pod, and we got you. We're gonna give you some advice through young adult life, through we're both in our young 20s, so we can kind of relate if you're also in that age range.
And to give you a nice little rundown, Landon has dating experience. I don't have dating experience, so it's kind of a good little mix and match of balance right there.
Yeah, I mean, we both have different experiences in life, and I mean, if we both had the same exact experience, we won't bring anything different. We both bring different dynamics to the conversation, so we can both kind of hit you with at different angles of different levels of advice. My levels are higher levels of advice. You might be like the lower level of advice, but that's okay. People crave different advice.
And see, Landon's the type of person to where he's gonna get his head bashed in that wall, but we're spreading positivity today. So
yes, spreading positivity, starting now.
Starting now. You are right.
Okay. No.
Are you just gonna keep delaying it?
No. We're spreading positivity over here. We're spreading nothing but positivity. Rainbows and butterflies.
Rainbows and butterflies. You sure do love a rainbow, don't you?
Rainbows are really cool. They're in the Bible.
Way to pull the Bible card at their last episode. I mean, I thought you would like more than just rainbows. Especially with that iceberg.
I don't recall what you're talking about, actually.
No, this would be a good time to. Hey, you should definitely go watch our last episode if you don't know what we're talking about.
You should definitely watch our last episode because we put out a banger episode last time.
Exactly. So
an absolute banger.
So
absolute banger.
All right. So the very first topic in this episode is dating in 2025.
Dating in 2025, because this year is 2025. It's not 2024, and it's not 2026. It's 2025. Hey.
So, I'm guessing you've been somewhat on the dating scene, or you've just been keeping to yourself.
I mean, honestly, not recently. Like, I've been single for a bit now. I haven't not been single for like a year and a half. But I'd just be like living life, like doing me and having fun.
That's good. See, me, it just sucks in general. That's just me. But
you don't know how to live single. I mean, you gotta have fun with it.
I do, but at the same time, though, look, I'm gonna tell you how it's.
If you're always craving a girlfriend, like you should change your mentality. And you should learn how to live single because it is amazing.
Well, but not only that. I mean, I don't always crave a girlfriend. I'm just saying it's because I'm using my example. It will be like how I'll just be living life and then just randomly a girl comes in that you somewhat connect with and then you're just like, fuck, I don't want to catch feelings, and then you end up catching feelings, and then yada yada this, more bullshit happens, yada yada this, yada yada that, and then it just ends up not going good, and then you just continue living single. So that's just how it goes for me. So
Okay, well, like I was saying, like I'm just be over here being happy, and I'm happy every single day. Regardless if I have a girlfriend or don't have a girlfriend. I'd be spreading positivity, spreading love. I got love for everyone, dog. And I mean, I do. I got love for everyone, bro. I'd be giving dog. You're looking at me right now, and I can't even think straight because you're looking at me like I'm absolutely crazy.
I want to know why.
Yeah, I wonder why. I'd just be trying to put my thoughts together, and then you're over here looking at me like I just shot someone or something.
I don't know. After last episode, I have to take what you say with a grain of salt now. I mean, not with a grain of salt, but just have to keep an eye on you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, we're getting off topic. What do you think of dating in 2025 so far?
Be more specific with the question. Like,
Okay.
what are you asking?
Do you think, okay, let's just say we were back in, we're just started dating. So, if I say, oh, let's go back to 2015, 2015 was a much simpler time of someone dating compared to 2025.
2015, I was 12.
Yeah, I
Like,
know.
what do you
That's why I can't.
I wasn't dating at 12.
I know you weren't. That's why.
Were you dating at 12, my friend?
No, I was not.
Okay, good. I do not encourage teenage dating. Like, when you're a teenager, just be like, have fun with your friends, bro. Like, throw the football, like, play Madden. Don't worry about, like, having a girlfriend. Like, you're way too young
Yeah.
at 12.
Yeah, Landon was getting smoked when he was playing Madden against me.
Okay.
I'm the king of Madden.
Okay, no. That is a complete lie.
No. You can't. I'm not gonna let. I have pictures of you getting decimated. By
Towards, like, the last couple of times we played, that was true. But, like, when we first started playing, I would beat you, and then we were pretty even. Like, we would both win at times. But, like, towards the end, when we stopped playing and stuff, that's when you beat me a lot.
Or maybe I just got better at what I was doing. Maybe I just.
Yeah, you might have got better, I guess, maybe.
I am better, Landon. I am better. So.
Well, okay, now you're probably better, because I don't play Madden anymore. Like, I don't play video games like that anymore.
I don't play Madden like that anymore either. I mostly play other games, like Call of Duty and shit.
Mhm.
So, but I feel like now we get to an age, like I'm gonna say compared to like, even though we didn't live around this time, like the 90s, okay, where I feel like it was a lot more simpler now because it's back then it was like, okay, let me take you out on a date. Nope. Okay, cool. Now we're getting into this day and age where there's a talking stage and all this and mumbo jumbo. Then you learn many different words of gaslighting, manipulation.
Gaslighting is my least favorite word. Like, what does it even mean? It's such a made-up word. It can be used for anything. Like, I can say, oh, look at that person over there. And someone said, oh, bro, stop gaslighting. I'm like, what? That's such a made-up word. People use it for everything, basically.
Okay, so
And it dilutes the meaning.
So the Google definition, quote unquote, is a type of physiological abuse aimed at making victims seem or feel crazy, creating a surreal interpersonal environment.
But people say, like, anything's gaslighting. And that's so stupid.
They do. I do believe that. Like they'll get to the point where, like they'll just be like, that butterfly's gaslighting me. What do you mean the butterfly's gaslighting you? The butterfly can't even fucking speak.
Language. Silence your phone, bro. Bro, this is an official podcast we're recording, and you're over here with an unsilenced tone. You need to get better.
You're right. That's my fault. I should have been better.
Yeah.
So compared to like the 90s or whatever, where dating wasn't as hard, like what do you think of 2025 dating nowadays?
I mean, if we want to go like way back in the 70s, 80s, 90s, I didn't have FaceTime. I mean, you didn't like Snapchat or Instagram or anything like that. I mean, you had to literally call the person on the
payphone.
landline telephone, and maybe they didn't answer. Maybe their parents answered or something because they were living at home with their parents or something.
Or spend even more time with them outside of whatever they were doing. Go on many more dates, friends thing, whatever y'all want.
I mean, this is a bigger problem with social media in general. Like,
Oh,
it made things way more complicated. Also, like, it made people more depressed. People are way more depressed now. And I think social media plays a huge part in that.
You know what I think did it though?
What?
Tinder. Tinder absolutely did it.
No, it's Instagram.
No, I'm gonna tell you why Tinder though. Okay. Because.
And I'm a hypocrite. I just posted it on Instagram.
Bro. Yeah, but you're posting. But Instagram. Okay. Here's why I say Tinder. Instagram's more for, okay, you have family and friends that follow you on Instagram. They're gonna check out what you've been doing recently. That's like a form of communication with your family.
Bro, but people spend hours just scrolling on Instagram, bro. I sat on the train a couple days ago for like a 40-minute train ride, and I was staring at this girl like a couple rows in front of me. She spent the whole 40-minute train ride scrolling through Instagram. Bro, that's addictive. Instagram is very addictive, and it's not good for your mental health.
It's not, but I'm gonna tell you why Tinder though, okay? Because Tinder's gotten to the point where, okay, let's just say you upload a profile picture, okay? You have other people determining whether you look good or not. And so that's gonna destroy your mental health even more.
But like, Tinder doesn't tell you like how many people swipe right on you, how many people swiped left on you.
Well, it
doesn't say how many people rejected you.
Well, they don't tell you how many people rejected you, but they do see how many people liked you though. But you gotta think, if you had Tinder for like 4 months, okay, and you get 0 likes, and you're just like, what the fuck? Then that's gonna deteriorate your mental health, because then it's gonna be like, it's gonna lead you into a spiral of, okay, am I fucking ugly? Am I this? Am I that? Like, it's just gonna keep going down the mental spiral.
Well, I don't encourage anyone to get Tinder under any circumstances. I think it's a terrible way to meet people. Me personally, I think it's a terrible way to meet people. I mean, touch grass.
Touch grass.
Seriously, touch grass. Look, meet people in real life, not virtual. Or maybe I'm just like super old school, but I mean, Dr. Love Landon, like this dude calls me, bro.
Dr. Landon.
Love Dr. Landon.
Love Dr.
Or something,
Landon, yeah.
I mean, I'll tell anyone, delete Tinder. It's not.
The funny thing is, like, you and Cole are like the only 2 people that are like, Evan, don't get Tinder.
Everyone else be telling you to get Tinder?
Oh yeah, Hinge, Bumble, Tinder.
Bruh. Who?
Because they say like Hinge actually works though, but I'm over here. It ain't working for me, so fuck it. So might as well download a Tinder or whatever, but yeah, y'all 2 are like the only ones that are like, Evan, don't download Tinder.
Okay, me and Cole need to get together. Like, bro, we think so alike. We could like really help you. What was that for?
See, look, you know what we're gonna have a debate one day, okay? We're gonna have the holy side, which is you and Cole.
The holy side? Okay, yeah.
And then we're
holy.
And then we're gonna have the whore side, which is like my friend James and Hunter.
Bro,
I love James to death, but yeah, we're gonna have that debate on what should I do? Should I go and go be a whore, or should I stay committed on the journey I am on right now? So,
bro, it's like the 2 people on your shoulder, the devil and the angel.
Except there's 2 angels and then 2 devils. Exactly. So, but my opinion on dating in 2025. Like I said, Tinder is the main reason why I feel like it destroyed people's mental health, because then, like, if say you don't get any likes, then it turns into, okay, what the fuck? And then it also raised people's standards too, because then, like, for example, for guys, you're gonna look at these hot women and you're just gonna be like, okay, yes, I want that.
I don't think it's necessarily like just Tinder. Like I'm
Cause
gonna bring up Instagram again, but like really any form of it, like Google or Snapchat or anything, like you pull up these things on Snapchat and Instagram, on the home page of Instagram or the for you page of Snapchat or whatever. There's a bunch of like hot girls with boobs and stuff, like, and then Google, you can literally search up porn, like anyone can. It doesn't like no age requirement. I mean, porn is so easily reachable and searchable, like hot girls or something. Whereas back in the day, like you couldn't have Google or whatever search up
yeah,
porn
you had
or
Playboy
whatever.
magazines.
Yeah, you had to search for a Playboy magazine somewhere or something. But it's not as easy to access as nowadays to look up hot women
Yeah,
or
but
like just scroll through Instagram looking at hot women. Like,
yeah, but I say it's more on the dating websites because like I think about it, I could not have Tinder or whatever, and be on Instagram and be like, oh my gosh, Livy done, okay, like continue, just keep on scrolling. I don't really, I can't really.
yeah, but that's also raising your standards.
Yeah, but it's not.
Like the point you brought up,
But
raising your standards.
but it's also
If you're looking at a bunch of hot women, that's gonna raise your standards, and you're gonna like only like simp for
hot women.
hot women,
But at the same time
and
though,
you're gonna look at like a woman who's not like hot, attractive, not super hot. You're gonna look at her like ugly just because she's not 10 out of 10 Livy Dunn.
but at the same time though, it also depends. Like I feel like it also depends on the platform you're on. If you are on a Tinder and you're see a Livy done, then of
Well,
course
you're not gonna see Livy Dunn on Tinder.
I know, but I'm saying I'm using Livy Dunn as an example. Okay,
Okay,
give me a
go
second. Yeah, like if you see a Livy Dunn on Tinder, then you're gonna be like, oh shit, and you're gonna swipe on all the Livy Dunns or whatever, and then when you get to the mid chicks or whatever you want to call them, or lower level chicks in whatever y'all consider lower level, I don't really know, because then you're gonna be like, oh no, no, left, but at least with Instagram, I could be like, okay, well, this is Instagram, so I'm not going too crazy like I would a Tinder.
What do you mean? I don't understand. Explain.
Because Tinder's whole purpose is to get you to meet people, date people, all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, think about it. I could delete every single chick I follow on Instagram and just follow sports all the time, and just like oh, Cooper Flag made a bucket. Like it
Mm-hmm.
depends on how you go about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's my personal opinion on that.
But like on Tinder, like I don't have much experience with Tinder. I've actually downloaded it once. I just not even like looking for dating or anything. I was just curious, like the user interface, and I was just curious about the app, so I downloaded it and it made a profile and all that. I mean, I deleted it, but I was just curious, like what it was all about. Like the thing with Tinder, people put things on Tinder. Like make their profile pictures. They put the best photos of themselves on Tinder. So you're only seeing the best of the best on Tinder or like any of these apps really. You're not seeing the like not as good pictures that
But
she has or whatever.
but at the same time though, that also goes back to raising the standards, because then now people only search for the best, and so let's just say for example me, because I had a couple good pictures whenever I had Tinder, so had a couple good pictures, so
I doubt these pictures were that good.
well, this one was one of them. The one that we took at the Pelicans game.
Trash picture, bruh.
You just be hating. What happened to positivity?
Oh yeah, okay. I do apologize, bro.
Yeah, thank
I
you.
do apologize.
Thank you. This is a mental health episode. Watch the negativity. Bro.
No, you're right. You're 100% right. I do apologize, bro.
Thank you.
I do apologize.
I appreciate that. So, but yeah, I was posting good pictures. Now I got to take better pictures now. I mean, now that I look at it, but I was posting somewhat good pictures, and then it was like not getting many likes, and I was like, okay, people, like I said, people raise the standards to the point where you have to have your best. You have to have a suit and tie on when you're on Tinder.
I mean, I don't necessarily think student tie. I think
No.
probably most guys would probably show their muscles off or something like that on Tinder.
Whatever the woman prefers, whether they want a country dude, fucking
I guess.
city boy, workout dude, whatever. It just really depends on what the woman's looking for.
See, but this is the internet in general. I feel like, especially in the past 20 years with dating and stuff. Like before that, you didn't have anything like the internet, so you would have to meet people in person, and you couldn't just see the best of the best pictures of them online. Like you'd actually meet them in person and see like how she looks in everyday life, not just like the one perfect angle where she had super like glamorous makeup on, because angles be messing with your brain.
Yeah.
Women like know how to like make the right angle. They be like twisting their body trying to get it just right or something.
Yeah. All right. So, we're going to the next topic. Dating potential or date. Not why am I saying potential? Wait, dating coworkers.
Dating coworkers.
So you have history in doing this.
I mean, okay, yes, I do have it. I've dated a coworker in the past, someone I've worked with in the past. We were in a relationship. And the thing is, I don't think it's like a super bad thing. I mean, you have to be careful. You really do. Because when you're dating a coworker, you can't make the relationship at work to be noticeable. Where you're, I guess, if it's very noticeable, then your boss will notice, and your boss can still be cool with it, and it can still be a problem because you can't let it affect your work or your work relationship. You still have to have a work relationship if you're working alongside that person.
Yeah.
Even if you're in a relationship, you still need to keep that professional work relationship with that person.
See, my opinion is, it's not a bad thing because, let's just say, you and another coworker start talking again, and y'all get flirty or do whatever, and like y'all do stuff outside. That should be.
Bro, let me just bring up something real quick. The flirting stage is the most fun stage in a relationship. It really do be. And flirting at work, that's hella fun. It makes your job so fun.
But like the flirting stage, like when you start doing stuff outside, that's kind of when, okay, you can dial down everything at work, but you can still do your thing at work, but you dial it down a little bit at work, but still do stuff on the outside. Because I feel like dating a coworker is not bad because same time though you gotta think you're right next to them. You're gonna see when they're mad, sad, angry, whatever. You're gonna know how they act like most of the time. You're not gonna see them be fake. You're gonna see their true emotions. Because then not only that, depending on the circumstances that you get put in at your job, will determine how you react, how they look at you. That's my personal opinion.
Usually in the beginning stages of a relationship, like women have the tendency to, not put on, I don't want to be fake, but put in a face around the guy that they're, talking to. They don't want to look mad or sad. They want to like be like happy all the time around around the guy that they're talking to, being flirty. But as the relationship moves on, past the first couple months, then like the real side's gonna come out. They call it the honeymoon phase.
Yeah.
The first couple months, it's gonna be different. The mentality of the relationship's gonna be different in the honeymoon phase. But once you get past the honeymoon phase, then you can see really what the girl is really like.
Yeah. And so, my personal I'm all for dating a coworker. I tell Landon all my personal business with all that.
He doesn't tell all of it, but
I mean, I told you. The latest one I told you.
yeah. Okay.
The latest one pissed me off, but I mean, at the end of the day, could I be a douchebag at the end of the day? I could, but that's just not who I am. I still love and support this person, and I'm glad they can do whatever they want to do. And so I have no hard feelings for them, but I mean, I'm still gonna be me at the end of the day. So that's all I can really do. So
I will say this, like, looking for love at work can be very convenient because you're there every day, or I guess 5 days a week, or however many days you work with the other person, and you see each other a lot, and it's convenient, right? The convenience factor versus outside of work, it can be harder to, I guess, find a potential partner. And it just works out that way with that convenience factor. It just makes everything a lot easier. And I'm not saying that that's the number one factor why people hook up a relationship at work, but it definitely is a factor. You know, the whole saying of like, oh, we're just work friends. You know, usually people are more than just work friends.
I fucking hate that shit. See, and then I hate when people like get so involved into their work. I mean, nothing's wrong with getting involved in your work. Like, if you're trying to be there full time, okay, yeah, I understand that. That's you're actually doing a job. You're taking it seriously. That's understandable. Like, for example, you're going to graduate with an engineering degree, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
let's say you go.
Shout out LSU engineering.
So when you go into your engineering degree, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm actually taking this seriously. You know, treating it like I actually want to learn everything, make much money.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool and all. But I'm gonna say you have friends like at work, okay? That doesn't mean you're gonna stop like hanging out with them outside of work, is it?
No.
Because at the end of the day, if that person, if you really made a connection with the person, then you shouldn't stop hanging out with them, in my opinion. That's just my personal opinion. Because if you enjoy that person's company and that person makes you happy, then why are you doing that? That's confusing me. Lena's just seeing me throw hands around, just.
I don't really understand what you're talking about. You said like work friends should hang out outside of work. The point I brought up was like the whole thing of work friends. You know, you go and hang out with a girl at work, and you're just work friends. You know, and it's really convenient. It's easy to meet people at work and meet potential relationship partners at work. But hanging out outside of work, you know, you might be busy. You both have different schedules, so you just hang out at work. But what were you saying? Like hanging out at work, you have to or something?
Well, I'm saying like if let's just say okay, I'm dedicated towards my job. Let's just say me and you are already friends, okay?
Yeah.
Or no, let's just say me and this chick, okay? Me and this random ass chick.
Yeah, because it's a relationship.
We work in the same job, okay?
Yeah.
We become close. We talk, we flirt, we do whatever, okay? And then it goes from okay, I want to be friends. Okay, yeah, that's cool. We were already friends. To, hey, I want to be coworkers. I want to focus on my job. What? What do you mean by that? Because at the end of the day, I feel like that hurts. That's gonna hurt me more than anything. Because at the same time, though, we already built an emotional connection.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've already done stuff outside of work. We've done all that, and you just want to just tear it down apart. That's the dumb shit to me. I mean, you probably look at it at a different angle, being like, okay, well, but that's just dumb to me because we've already built an emotional connection. So why continue to tear it down even more and more and more? Because I was already cool with being friends.
Yeah.
So then why continue? Okay, why go back to being coworkers?
Hey, bro, you're just airing out all your personal grievances right now, aren't you?
No, that's just like in general because.
Okay, when a woman says she just wants to be friends, she doesn't mean she wants to be friends. She means get out my life. Like, as someone who's been in relationships before, and I mean, I just from things I know, just like when females tell you when they're ready to end the relationship, I just want to be friends. Like they don't want to be friends with you. They probably don't want to see you again. They're just trying to say something nice. Because females just like to be nice. They like to sugarcoat things.
But see, here's the thing though for me. I'm a straight shooter at this point. Fuck everything. So, I'm at the point where, even if it's women outside of work, tell me the fucking truth. Because at the end of the day, let's just say me and this chick are friends, okay? And you aren't ready for a relationship, okay? Hey Evan, I'm not ready for, or hey Evan, I'm seeing another guy. Okay, cool. Tell me that. So that way, you know what I'm gonna do? Move the fuck on. That's just how I'm looking at it because you're wasting my time giving you my attention because you want to dance around the point. No, just tell me straightforward and I'll move on. That's just with anything.
Like I was saying, women like to sugarcoat things. They like to sprinkle a little fairy dust in with whatever they're saying. When they say they want to be friends, they don't want to be friends at all. They want to not know you anymore. You know, when they say something, okay, don't like actually take it how they're saying it. Okay, that's probably the worst thing you can do is take a woman at her word because it doesn't work like that.
Well, to any future women that I do try to go after, be honest and upfront. That's all I ask for. Just Landon has seen me do the prayer hands right now. Just be upfront and honest with me.
My boy's going through some struggles right now.
No, it's not even that. It's just like, even with like all the women that I've gone after, like every single one has kind of like sugarcoated and like danced around the point.
That's what I'd be saying. That's what girls do. You can't expect a girl to not do that.
Yeah, but you got
some. It's like impossible.
You're right, but they got some that also likes to be straight shooters. It's very rare, but
good luck finding that person. Good luck with that one, dog.
I know, but I'm just saying. Just tell me the truth. That's all I want. Because at the end of the day, I'm not gonna sit here and wait for you. Because, I mean, let's just say me and this chick me and this chick are talking. I'm not ready for a relationship. Okay, cool. Let's be friends. Okay, cool. And I treat you like a friend, and then you just like go down the list more. Then why am I wasting my time with you? That's not trying to be mean or anything, but it's just okay. You don't want to be friends anymore. You don't want to do this. You don't want to do that. So then, why are you dragging me through the struggle, along with whatever you don't want, whatever you don't know what you want to do? That's my dilemma with that type of shit. So that's why I'm just saying, like, any women in general, you just tell the truth. Because just tell the truth and just be honest up front. Because then you're gonna get respect from me more at the end of the day. And like, if you don't want me in your life, okay, that's cool. But because at the end of the day, here's how I look at it. If that person really enjoyed their time with me, they're gonna end up coming back. If they didn't, then oh well.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of move on from this subject right now. I know we kind of talked about, the dating world a little bit, but I kind of want to move on and say, like, as men, I don't think we should be so focused on dating, so focused on women. Like, if your thoughts or when you're single, like, oh, I need a girlfriend, I need to talk to chicks, I need a girlfriend, like, slow down. Hold on. Okay? Think about yourself for a minute, bro. Let's work on yourself. Get your mental health right. Get yourself right. Get your body right. Get your spiritual right. Do all of this. So, my advice to people like that, focus on yourself. You have so much to live as a person. If you don't enjoy being single, then you're not going to enjoy being in a relationship. Because you need to be happy being by yourself before you can be happy being in a relationship. So things you can do, like
get a hobby.
Get a hobby, right?
Make that money.
Or make that money, right? Maybe stay on that grind,
So the next topic was how most single men should get through depression when getting through loneliness. So that Landon just practically hit the nail on the head with that one.
Yeah, focus on yourself, right? If you can't be happy by yourself, you can't be happy with someone else. So yeah, get a hobby. Play an instrument.
Mm-hmm.
If you enjoy playing instruments and playing music, like, go for it. That's really fun. If you enjoy art, maybe take up painting or drawing, or maybe you enjoy writing. Take up writing. do something to take up your time to not solely focus on females, because that will lead you down a path of depression and loneliness, and I don't want that for anyone. Come on now.
And then think about what I just said. Okay, if you are a social person and you do talk to women but you're just still in that single stage, like I said, if they really enjoyed the time with you, they're gonna come to you. But until then, like Lane said, go get a hobby, go play an instrument, go make that money, go make that
Get your
money.
spiritual life right, bro. Get your relationship right with God.
Mm-hmm.
Find that spiritual happiness. You know what I mean? Work on that physical fitness. Exercise is the number one form of, um, I guess, mental health. What helps you with mental health? Exercise helps you a lot with that. So do some cardio, do some weightlifting. Get your body looking like.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, baby.
Well, you don't have to go that overboard. I mean, that's a little much.
I'll be
I
back.
think. I think that's a little much, in my
That
opinion.
is a bit overboard, but I just wanted to say a funny example.
Not. Yeah,
I'll be back. So,
bro.
all right,
Go look like Channing Tatum, bro.
go look like Channing
Put
Tatum.
Channing Tatum on your mirror and look at Channing Tatum every morning, and aspire to be that. Look at his abs and be like, I need to be that.
You should have said like Mark Wahlberg or something. Just
Channing Tatum has a better body, I think.
yeah, but Mark Wahlberg gets up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. He does like 3 workouts a day. So
Bro. I mean,
if you want to be a psycho, then be Mark Wahlberg.
I mean, that's a bit much. I think one is fine, but that's just me.
Yeah, if you want to be a psycho, be Mark Wahlberg. So, but yeah, just go ahead, make your money, and just live life. Because
Go live life, bro.
you gotta think about it. Back in September, I wasn't even talking to anybody. September, October, I wasn't talking to anybody. And what did I do? I went to go see Jelly Roll in Lafayette. I drove 2 hours by myself to go sit in the Cajun Dome,
Yeah.
listening to Jelly Roll. So
Yeah. I mean, like I was saying, you have to be happy living by yourself. And if you achieve that, then you're going to be happy for your whole life, no matter if you're by yourself or with a partner.
see, you just can't let the loneliness thoughts get to your head, because then you also got to think when you are in a relationship, you got to think everything's 50-50. It takes two people to carry the couch instead of one. Shout out to Chris Rock for that fucking quote. So,
Language.
so
Hey, that wasn't very positive of you. That was not very positive of you.
you're right, my bad, bro. My
Yeah.
bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it takes two people to carry the couch instead of just one. So that's why both men and women gotta want the relationship. If one person wants a relationship, then you might as well just leave it alone. Because at the same time, you're gonna be carrying 100% of the couch. She ain't gonna be carrying nothing.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're in a relationship and you're requiring a woman to make you happy, that's never gonna happen, dog. You need to focus on how to make yourself happy. You shouldn't be requiring the other person to look after your happiness. That's a method to fail a relationship right there.
So I'm gonna give an example of what I thought made me happy. So then I'm gonna give an explanation at the end of this amazing story that my buddy told me a couple days ago that I was like, that's a solid point. So, me and this chick, I actually did used to work with this chick, but we didn't start hanging out till after she left. So, when she stopped working at my job, we ended up hanging out a lot more. We ended up going to bars. We ended up getting drunk. We did a bunch of shit together. So, it developed into all that. Then it involved me going to see her more, all this amazing stuff. And then one day, we got into a heated argument. It was something dumb. So then I was looking, because in those situations I was looking at myself like I was the problem. Granted, do we do stuff in certain situations? Do we do stuff that's wrong? Absolutely. That's why we got to take our licks for stuff. So, uh, but she had me thinking, oh, I was doing everything wrong. Okay. And that's when I had to look at myself in a different light and be, okay, I did not do anything wrong. But there will be times where I will admit if I did anything wrong. And so, my buddy Kel, shout out my friend Kel, told me the other day, he was like, Evan, if you know what you like about this woman, like let's say she got a nice ass, okay? She got a nice ass. That's not really love because
That's facts right there. That's facts.
you just love her for her body.
That's facts.
Love is something that you don't know what you like about them.
Oh, dang, that's deep, bro.
Bro.
Bro, shout out, dog. That's good.
Shout
That's
out,
good.
And when he told me that, I was like, damn. I was speechless because I told him, I was like, man, you're fucking right. Like, shit. You gotta. Damn, Kel. I was not expecting that. He goes,
Yeah, that's good right there.
So, always keep that in your head. If you genuinely like a woman, if you know what you like about them, this can go for women too, for guys. It can go vice versa. If you know what you like about them, then it's not really love. So that's my advice. So if you let's say you are single in your lonely state and you're living life and you do run up on this girl that you talk to and all this shit and you find something about her, then that's not really love. So
If your only thing you like about a woman is physical, then that's not love. You know, love is way more than physical.
then you just ready to be a hoe at that point.
Yeah, basically. I mean, if you just want to go through women, then go ahead. But I mean,
Yeah.
if you're actually looking for a relationship, like, it shouldn't be just because you like her body. Like, nah, cut that out.
All right. So I'm gonna skip. No, actually no. Professional advice for young men 21 to 22. So around our age range. So I mean, we kind of just hit that nail on the head, did we?
Yeah, I think I kind of talked about that. You know, find a way to be happy by yourself. You know, work on yourself. Find self love. Self love is so important.
How both women and men need to be better in a relationship overall. I can answer this one real quick.
Oh, jeez, go ahead.
Be accountable. Both men and women need to be accountable. That's all I gotta say. If y'all both aren't accountable, then what are y'all doing?
I think the point I brought up earlier, you know, you need to focus on making yourself happy. You can't feel the need for the other person in the relationship to make you happy because that's not going to work long term. You need to have your own happiness that you have for yourself. The other person is just there for, you know, not happiness, but just there for companionship. It's different.
Yeah, but I do believe though that uh, the accountability is a big thing when it comes to that.
Accountability, truthfulness, like the minute like you start lying or don't share your true feelings, that's when the relationship went downhill and there's no saving grace for that.
Cause see, my personal vendetta, like every time I do talk to a woman, when they self-destruct themselves, that I hate that. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Cause then at the same time though, it just express your emotions. Don't try to hide them or destroy them. Cause then when you do that, and then you go do other stuff with that person, you're just gonna catch them again. So don't self-destruct your feelings.
Yeah, bro, like you gotta share your, you gotta be completely open and honest. Share your true feelings, your true thoughts. The minute someone doesn't do that in a relationship, that's when it's going way downhill.
And that's just my experience, like talking to different women over the years of ever since I was 18, started trying to date. So that's my view of that from 18 to now. Okay, so this one's kind of like weird because I did come up with this on the fly.
Okay.
Because Landon was in here, we were in here, and I just came up with these two last points on the fly.
Yeah.
How should people react when other people talk about them or drama comes into effect?
I mean, okay, how should people react when other people gossip about them, basically?
But
You know, I mean, gossip. Okay, if we take men and women and separate those two categories, which category is more prone to gossip? I'd probably say it's leaning towards the women. I'm not sexist or anything, but that's just the way life is. Women are way more prone to gossip. And you would agree, right?
yeah, I agree with Landon on that.
Yeah, exactly.
Not sexist either, but
So this is probably a question, that women are mostly.
well, it's not even that. It's like, what do you do? Let's just say you're involved with drama, okay? And you hear other people be like, hey, like, let's say I came up to you as a good friend. Hey, man, I heard that you slept with such and such. Or, hey, man, I heard you like to, I heard you like to skydive.
What, bro?
Some,
Okay.
well, I'm trying to think of like,
But that's actually like a good thing,
That-
people, hey, my friend skydived, and like people would spread it.
I know,
That's
but-
not
but-
like
but
trashing
I'm
someone's
not
character.
trashing any skydivers or anything. But I'm being like, hey, okay, you know what? I got a better one. Hey, I heard that you were a big douchebag. Like everyone's been going around saying like you're a big douchebag, Lane, man. So
I mean, spreading rumors like that's very immature. It's childish. That's like some high school shit right there. If like college age people or even like people in their late 20s, 30s are doing that, that's really childish of them. I mean, grow up. Honestly, like get a life.
see, my opinion is okay. Why does it matter what other people think? In my opinion, at the end of the day, I want you to come up to me and determine if I'm a douchebag or not,
Yeah.
because that way you can see for yourself, proves the rumors are false, and then gives you better insight on me.
Okay, so like that's kind of how I've been living my life the past couple years. How I stay so happy all the time. I don't worry about how other people think about me. Like I really stopped caring. I don't care anymore. I mean, that's not to say like I want to get like super fat and obese because I don't care what people think about me. I mean, I'm not saying that, but I've stopped worrying about how people look at me every single day. I don't care what the person walking down the street thinks of me. They're just a random person. And people don't care about you as much as you think they do. Like, you might think people,
Or doing shit for your best interest, but in reality,
or you might think people like sitting next to you in the restaurant, and you're wearing a weird shirt. You might think, oh my gosh, I'm wearing such a weird shirt. They're gonna think I'm so weird. Like they don't care about you. They don't care how you think. They're just going about their day. And so why put so much focus on how other people think of you when you're the only one that's gonna make you happy?
you literally hit my point on the head, and I hate you for it.
Bro.
Because I was gonna say, why are you letting other people determine your happiness?
Yeah.
'Cause-
Why are you letting other people determine your happiness?
Because if it makes you happy at the end of the day, why does it even matter? If I like to play with what is it? Slime, okay? If I like to play with slime, why would I give a shit if Lane's talking shit about me? I like playing with slime.
Yeah.
So-
yeah.
What's the even point in that?
I mean, if you're, that's another thing, like getting your happiness from other people. Get your happiness from yourself, because then no one else can take your happiness away if
Oh,
it
yeah.
comes from yourself. If you're getting your happiness from someone else, then they can just take it away the minute they want to, right? But if you're getting your happiness from yourself, they can't take it away.
Yeah, because if I'm playing Xbox and Landon tells me, oh man, why are you playing Xbox? Xbox is for trash people. Like they don't know how to play video games. Rah, 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 rah. Why do I give a shit what Landon says? As long as I like playing my Xbox, that's all that matters. So that goes with anything, just with anything in general. Hey, if you like making money, oh man, why are you? Because you're gonna have a lot more haters than you will friends. So why let them get to you? But Also, I'm gonna also say this: if you have some people supporting you, don't turn on them for supporting you. And they tell you something that you don't want to hear, you got to be able to accept constructive criticism and be able to take stuff on the chin. You got to hold yourself to a higher standard than all of that. You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel like that was kind of off topic. What are you talking about?
Oh no. So look, it. I said you're gonna have more haters than anything. Okay. Which
That goes completely against my thing I talked about, which people weren't worried about you like you think they are.
you're right, but I'm just saying, like, no, it's not going against your point because at the same time though, look, you're gonna have more haters than anything, but at the same time though, you got to be more open to yourself about like constructive criticism from people close to you. It's like think about this, okay? Let's say a random ass person's hating on you, okay? You don't care about that random ass person, okay?
No, you shouldn't care.
Exactly. But let's say I come to you and I'd be like, look, Landon, we need to have a talk. I feel like you got to be open to constructive criticism because if I come to you and be like, look, Landon, I don't really like the editing you've been doing on the podcast. I feel like you could be a lot better. You're you can make this editing a lot better. You can make editing great again.
Make editing great again. Oh,
And
man.
but if you start getting pissy, being like, "What do you mean? I'm editing the best I can," rah, rah, rah," then you're gonna turn the people that support you away from you. So, like, keep them close, but be able to hear constructive criticism. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, and I'll say this, like, that goes with something I'm strongly support, and I'll give this advice to anyone, is try to remove your own ego. And that can be such a hard thing, is to remove your ego, but you really do. You gotta remove as much ego as you can. And that's something I struggle with every day. I feel like I'm pretty good at it, been working at it for a while. And there's times like I've been like mad at people in my head, like, oh, they did this wrong, or oh, this isn't how I wanted it. But removing your own ego gets away those expectations. So let's say someone comes at you with constructive criticism, like, oh, you didn't cook this exactly right. Like, I think you should, put this on the grill for like maybe 2 minutes longer and then season it or whatever. And don't have the ego up like, oh, they can't tell me what to do. I know what I'm doing. You're stupid. No, I know no. Remove that ego. Accept, oh, okay, thank you for talking to me, and thank you for giving me that advice about how to cook burgers better or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Take people's advice. You're not too good to take people's advice.
Because then also at the end of the day, you can take their advice or you can even not like disregard their advice. But with that, they're just trying to help you out. So
You still gotta show kindness. Thank them for the advice.
Mhm.
Oh, cool, bro. Thanks.
It depends on how you look at it. If you think that they're attacking you, then
Yeah,
get your ego out of it. Then
you can't view people who give you advice as attacking you for how you do something. Like, you can't do that.
yeah. So that's why.
And even if they said it in a mean way, you just gotta like
Oh no.
pretend like they said it in a nice way.
Oh no. If they say it to me, right? Oh shit, I'm checking them back. That's just me though, because I reciprocate energy that is given to me. Like for example, you know how me and you just shit talk each other, right?
Yeah.
That's because we reciprocate it back. I shit talk you, you shit talk
Yeah,
me.
but we know we're just messing around.
Yeah,
we know we're having no.
But I'm just saying, like, let's just say I give you a smart ass attitude, okay? You gonna say something smart back. That's reciprocated energy. If I go up to a random person and be like, hey, how you doing? And then they'd be like, oh, you're a hoe.
Dog, that's such a weird random thing for someone to say.
Then I'm gonna be like, okay, well, you're a piece of shit. I'm not gonna talk to you.
If you don't have anything to say, don't say something.
Oh no, I'm saying it.
Okay.
I'm saying
No,
it.
no, my friend. Let's listen to the old advice. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
I'm saying it because at the same time though, if I'm coming out nice, and you just now see, I've gotten better at okay, maybe this person's had a bad day, you know,
Yeah, people are going through stuff, and you don't know what they're going through walking down the street.
Yeah, so that's kind of why I've like gotten better at it. But if I've known you, let's just say, like, let's just say me and Lena talk about it, and Lena just starts being a real douchebag, and I'm just like, okay, well, f you, Lena.
Maybe I had a bad day. What do you mean? Maybe I was going through something.
You would be like, look, man. But here's the thing: that we got to the point where you'd be like me and you would be like, look, man, I'm going through something right now. Just dial it back, okay?
Yeah.
Like that's how we would operate. But I'm talking about just as in anyone in general. So that's how I'm looking at it. So how you should control your own feelings and happiness.
Oh yeah, cause like, I kept saying throughout the podcast like, you need to have your own happiness, but now we're gonna delve into like how you can do it. The steps you can take to go through that journey.
Mm-hmm. So, like we said before, you shouldn't let other people dictate it. That's absolutely number one. If it just makes you happy, that's all that matters.
If the world didn't give you happiness, then the world can't take it away. You gave yourself happiness. The
Ooh,
world can't take it away if you give yourself the happiness.
ooh, that was a good quote. I ain't gonna lie. That was a good quote, Lane. But
I got it from my pastor.
good job. So, yeah, that's how. But I do believe though it also depends on like what you do and how you do things. Because if you just if you just get a ride out of being a dick to people, then I guess that's your happiness.
No, that's not real happiness.
That's not real happiness. But
you may think that makes you happy, but that's not like real
yeah,
true
it's,
happiness.
it's not real happiness. But if you get a thrive out of it, I mean, do what makes you happy. I guess.
No, I'm not gonna say that. Like, if you think you get a kick out of like, I was gonna say shooting up schools, but that's a terrible example.
That was dark as shit. How dare
I know
you?
that was so dark. Wow.
First you talking about for the kids, and now you talking about that. Come on.
No, for the kids. Like, if you get it like a rise out of like hurling insults at people, like that's not like actually making you happy. At the end of the day, like that's like actually not.
It's not. But at the
You
end
may think that gives you pleasure. Like pleasure is different than happiness.
that gives you short term happiness.
Short term pleasure, yeah.
That'll give you no long term pleasure.
Nah. You're looking for that long term joy. That's what you need. You don't need that short term little happiness.
But at the same time, though, you gotta work towards that long term happiness.
You gotta work towards long term joy. Yeah, you really do.
Because at the end of the day, when let's just say all that short term happiness ends, and you're left in the dirt, you're gonna be like, well, what the heck? Why am I not happy? Why am I not this? Well, you should have been building up to with the long term happiness while at the same time going for the short term happiness.
Okay, I feel like to break it down, let's separate like, let's say short term happiness, let's just call that happiness, and let's call long term happiness joy, because it's easier to say than like long term, short term.
Mm-hmm.
So you're exactly right. You need to work towards the joy, the long term joy that's gonna stick with you. If you're just striving for that happiness, that's gonna be like a little high, like if you take crack or cocaine, right, the little high you get, or like if you smoke weed, the little high that it gives you, right?
I mean, but here's
But
what
you're looking for the long term joy. You're not gonna find that by doing just little things that give you pleasure.
But I'm gonna say this too. You gotta find a mix of both, because at the same time though, if let's just say if you just do long term happiness, you're not gonna have any bits of short term happiness, because you gotta think about this, okay? You need enough fuel for the road to get to your destination, okay? You gotta fill up at some point to make sure you get to that point. So you still want to keep some of your short term happiness, but you at the same time though, you still want to get to your point. That's how I'm looking at it.
Okay, I'll take your analogy. Like driving down the road on the journey, you have to have enough fuel to get to the final destination. I'll take your analogy and I'll throw this at it. So if you have that long term joy, that fuel does not run out. There's no like only you're only gonna fill up 300 miles. No, it's infinity. It doesn't run out. Whereas you have to stop along the way to fill up on the short term happiness, maybe 50 miles one stop, and then the next stop another 50 miles worth of gas.
Well, I'm not saying it as in the aspect of you're not gonna get to your long term goal. I'm saying you gotta have a bit of short term because at the same time though, if you get to your long term goal or joy, whatever you want to call it, and you're not happy because the route you've taken to get to this long term joy or long term happiness, you've been depressed or whatever, then you're not going to enjoy it as much as someone that's had a little bit of the short term happiness while also getting to the long term happiness. If you
I
understand.
think we're thinking of it in two different ways. Like you're thinking about the final destination being the long term happiness. But I'm saying like, okay, you have two buckets, when you fill up. The one is the short term happiness, the other is the long term joy. You can either choose to fill up on the long term joy and it's like infinity gas, or you can choose to fill up on the short term happiness and it's like 50 miles worth of gas, but then you got to fill up another stop 50 miles worth of gas and fill up with another stop and so on. If you just looking for that short term happiness, then you're gonna need to get that high every so often, that gas every so often, keep on going through the journey of life. Well, if you fill up on that long term joy, then you're gonna be completely satisfied on that whole journey destination that you're going through life in. You don't have to fill up every so often trying to stop and get gas, trying to stop and find the short term happiness, the pleasure. You're already riding happy, you know. You're riding through life just happy, got the long term joy in you. That's what I'm saying. If that
Now,
makes sense.
let me ask you another question now.
Yeah.
So, what do you do when that long term happiness ends now?
See,
But, like,
when you get that joy, it doesn't end. Short term happiness, that little pleasure, that ends.
well,
Joy does not end.
okay, so I'm gonna give you an example, okay? Give you more of an example. Let's just say I want to move to Japan, okay?
Mm.
And I'm working hard to get to Japan. It's like save enough money to get Japan. I get to Japan. Okay, I'm super duper happy at first. I'm living good. I'm eating sushi every day.
Yeah.
I'm loving Japan.
Shout out to sushi. Sushi's good.
But then let's just say a year goes by, and I'm back in the regular state of mind.
Mm-hmm.
So, where do I go from there? Because the long term goal was to get to Japan, and now that I'm already in Japan, so you obviously got to set up another long term goal, right?
Yeah, see, that kind of goes back to my other point of you gotta make yourself happy. You can't count on the world to make you happy. So your goal was to get to Japan, and you thought that was gonna make you happy. That's a worldly goal. You need to find the internal happiness. So it doesn't rely on goals, or it doesn't rely on other things that you need to achieve to make you happy. You need to find the happiness inside of you. So let's say you get to Japan and you think, okay, I'm gonna be happy the rest of my life now that I'm living in Japan. You're always, you did that, and now your brain's like, okay, now what? What's next? I got to Japan, now what do I do? And so your brain's kind of in this limbo, like, okay, what do I do? I have no goal. And you're always searching for that next goal. And that's another mindset that you can't live like that because you're always gonna be searching for that next goal. I think that's not actually that joy, the long term happiness. That's another version of the short term happiness. Is the goal setting.
Mm-hmm. But I do agree with you on that because at the end of the day, you still gotta find another goal at the end of the day.
Yeah, if your mind just goal setting, once you reach that goal, you're like, okay, now what? Like you can't just be always on the grind of like, oh, I have to reach this goal and then reach this goal, or oh, when I get a 8-pack, when I get a 6-pack, I'm gonna be happy. Okay, when I get a 12-pack, I'm gonna be happy.
So we are back. I had to use the bathroom.
You don't need to say that. This is seamless. It didn't.
Well, it's gonna. Well, okay. Well, then finish your point then, Landon.
I don't remember exactly what I was saying.
Exactly. So I rest my case. So, yeah,
Oh my gosh.
I'm letting the viewers know why you just randomly stopped talking. Well, we had to pause because I had to go use the bathroom because yeah, I had to go.
Well, you could have made it sound more professional, like, oh, I had to go to a business meeting. I was meeting with
Business
someone
meeting.
very important.
I had to go meet the president.
You know, me and Trump, have to meet sometimes. And we just talk about, how I think he should be running the country,
How I think he should be running the country.
Yeah, and like Trump writes down ideas, and so, hey, Landon, thank you for the ideas. I'm going to take that into consideration.
Okay, so let's finish this off. So, overall, how would you grade today's mental health episode on a scale of 1 to 10?
How would I grade the episode? Like, grade it in what way?
Like, as in getting messages out to our viewers and making sure that they understand clear messages.
I don't know, maybe like an 8? What do you think?
I feel like an 8 too. We did a good job of letting them know certain messages.
Okay, yeah. I feel like we can both kind of ramble sometimes, but I don't know, maybe 8.
We did ramble, but I feel like in the end though we both got messages out. Okay, what to do when you're single and you're looking for women, and what it's like dating in 2025. Then not only that, the dating with coworkers, the getting through depression, professional advice. Practically hit all the points on the head.
And I do want to say this. If any listeners want to reach out for us for any reason, maybe talk about some ideas for the pod, or reach out, whatever you're going through. I mean, reach out to us at extraspicypod@gmail.com. It's in the description of the podcast. You can find the email. I mean, I'd love to read some of our viewers' emails. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, I would love to read the email. Like, so I want someone just to email.
Yeah,
us.
if you're listening to this, email. Just like say what's up. Say hey.
Look, you can make up a random email, and then come just messaging us on that email. So, and we're still gonna read it. Unless you don't want us to read it, then we're gonna privately read it. It's viewer consent. So, but at the end of the day, though, yeah, I was talking to Landon about this. Because now we're starting to get to a point where, okay, we found a location to film now.
Yeah, we found a steady location we're gonna stick with, and that works out well for us.
So this is gonna be like the 8th time I talked about cameras, but.
You've probably talked about cameras every single episode we've done so far.
Because we keep pushing it back. We're like, you know what? We're going to get cameras next episode.
You don't offer any help in like looking for editing software or whatever. Trying to.
I'm sorry. You're the editor. I'm sorry. But you do an amazing job, though.
Oh, thank you.
So that's why I appreciate you. I got to get you like a little gift basket or something.
A gift basket.
Exactly. So
don't give me a Pelican's gift basket.
I'm getting you a Pelican gift basket.
Bruh.
Get you a Pelican shot glass. But yeah. If I also told Landon this, we will have cameras because we have agreed on the location.
Okay. At this point, stop saying you're doing the podcast because you're just like teasing people with the cameras.
I really am, but.
Let's talk about it outside the podcast because you'll just like tease people with the cameras.
Well, we have a whole entire week to get it going, okay? Because we both agreed on the location and everything, so we have a whole entire week to figure that out. But I've also told Landon this: if you would like to get on the podcast, this is for open viewers. If you would like to get on the podcast, you can either, if you know me or Landon, you can either text me or Landon, Snapchat, Venmo.
Venmo. If you want to send money, like
if you want to send money, it could be going to our podcast. I'm not gonna shy away from money. But yeah, if you wanna get on an episode of the podcast, just text me or Landon or email the extraspicypod@gmail.com.
We're gonna try our best in the next couple episodes to start having guests on. I know that's something we talked about in the pod, in the past, is having guest one, but that is something we're going to try to work on. And in the next future couple episodes, we're going to try our best to have guests on.
Because then, depending on also how this audio works, we're also going to go back to the microphone method. So then we would also have to change our whole setup with that.
Well, in the future, I think we would also like to actually get real microphones.
Yeah.
So the audio quality would be even better.
A lot better.
So I mean, we're slowly working on improvements here, very slowly.
But yeah, but back to what I was saying. If you have any ideas that y'all would want us to talk about, because I mean, you can give my little brain a little bit of a rest. You get what I'm saying? So if you do want us to talk about a certain topic, email us, text me, text Landon. You can post a comment under Spotify.
I didn't know you could do that on Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you do. I don't think you do that on Apple Music or Apple Podcast, because that's what I use. I use Apple Podcast.
On Spotify, you can do it. So if you have Spotify, you can.
I want to know how to check that then, or if it just goes.
It just says be the first to leave a comment, so we got no one.
I know, but even if people do that, I don't know. Would it send it to my email or would it?
It'd just be on the. It's like a YouTube comment thing. I can read their comment.
Oh, okay, I see.
So yeah, if you.
Well, you need to check that because I don't have Spotify.
I'll check. I'll check on all the comments on Spotify. But yeah, if you do want us to talk about a certain topic, if let's just say if women are listening to our podcast, and they want us to talk about women advice,
we'll try our best to dig into the minds of women and come out with advice for women.
Now, if we
see, you're looking at me like you think I'm gonna say something crazy. I just know you are.
I can't guarantee anything that we talk about will make you happy, but we will do our best depending on the topic of what we're talking about. If you tell us, hey, make a robot, then we're gonna try to make a robot.
Then we'll make birds because birds are robots. We'll make a bird for you.
No. We're gonna capture a bird.
You're the one that says you want to shoot birds and stuff. Go ahead.
Yeah, but
capture a bird.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. When you shoot a bird, the bullet goes through them, and then the blood comes out of them. So when have you ever seen a robot that just bleeds?
Technology is really good, my friend.
Okay. Pull me up something where a robot can bleed.
A robot can bleed?
Yes. Because you said birds are robots. And so
birds are not real. You're trying to get me on this again.
just like how dinosaurs are real to you.
Dinosaurs, yeah, they're real.
So
birds are fake. Dinosaurs are real.
Yeah, think about how that sounds.
Yes, birds are fake and dinosaurs are real. End of story. End of discussion.
No.
I've already covered that in past episodes. Shout out to our viewers if you've listened to the past episodes, and if you haven't, take a listen to my wonderful theories about birds and dinosaurs, respectively.
Okay, so are you ending off this podcast episode?
Well, also, if women, want to reach out to us, we can talk about women topics. I mean, if you're a shark, reach out to us. If you're a transgender, reach out to us. If you're an alien, reach out to us.
If you're a leprechaun.
If you're a leprechaun, reach out to us. I can relate to anything if I want. If I can relate to leprechauns if I need to. I can relate to the transgenders if I need to. I can relate to the sharks if I need to. I can be relatable to just about anything. So try me. I've got advice for everyone.
Just try me.
Try me. I've got advice for everyone. I spit these bars like Drake. They're not like us. They are not like us.
They are not like us indeed. But yeah, if you just text me or Landon if you want us to talk about a certain topic, or you want to get on the episode, then text me or Landon or email us at extraspicypod@gmail.com. I hope you have a great day. Landon, do you have anything to say?
I want to say to all of my wonderful viewers, adios.